You can tell when your car battery's dying. But with your water heater, you'll never know until it starts leaking. Before you buy another tank, consider a Navien tankless water heater. No storage tank to heat or leak. Lower energy bills and endless hot water for spa-like comfort. All backed by Navien's strong warranty. If your water heater is over 8 years old, it's time to check out Navien at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. A 3-year-old girl named Kinley from St. Louis went viral with a video where her mom asks her why she put a classmate in a headlock. And
she's wrestling, brother.
She's 3 years old. And her reason was, well, because her classmate asked her to marry him.
What happened at school?
I took a headlock down and Jack and took it down.
You took him down? Why? What did he say? Did he say he wanted to marry you?
Yeah. But kids don't get married, so that's why I put a headlock down on him. And that's why I took him down.
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
But that's the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
No, let's not put headlocks on boys, okay?
That is the greatest thing ever.
It is.
Have you given somebody a headlock, BJ? It is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I've been in many headlocks. I've never given anybody a headlock. So,
you think she learned that by watching wrestling with Dad?
Oh, I guarantee.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I am sure she's watched wrestling, and yeah.
And that's just Dad prepping her for dating life. Just give him a headlock, take him down.
Yeah.
That'll learn him.
Kid logic is just something, isn't it? I mean, kid logic is amazing. It's just, you get up there and you go, gosh, man, it makes sense to them in their world, and that's just all there is to it. I miss those days.
I literally had a conversation yesterday with Lily because I told her about breaking my arm, and she was very concerned about me, and she's like, Dad, next time you want to skateboard, just get someone else to do it, and you can call me first, and I'll remind you that you need to get someone else to skateboard for you.
Oh,
I was
see?
like,
Smart logic.
I mean, it makes sense. I learned yesterday that Lily is smarter than me. So, you know.
Yeah,
She could have been like, Dad, just don't be stupid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thank God your kid gets your smarts, obviously from mom.
Yeah, from her mom.
Yeah, it's not you. That's
That's the greatest thing ever might be my favorite part of that whole thing. But that's the greatest thing ever, giving him a headlock, Mom.
What are you talking about? Greatest thing ever, Mom. What are you, nuts? Come on.
You think when Dad gets home, that whole WWE thing that you watched with our little girl, it stops today.
Yeah, that's it. It's over.
I'm looking at the YouTube. Of course, there's got to be somebody that needs to
what do they
take this way too serious.
And what they do?
Kudos to the mother for correcting this little girl's actions and not rewarding her. Assault is assault, regardless of gender.
Yeah. See, this is what's happening in society. I mean, you know, there's no boys will be boys, kids will be kids. There's none of that anymore.
Nobody was hurt.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little 3-year-old, okay? Kids are always getting in mix-ups all over the place at that age. It's just what you do. Come on.
And I'm not saying how the mom handled it was bad or anything like that, but do we need you to have that comment? Do you need to make sure to let people know kudos to the mom for not saying this?
I know. Thank God, the internet. Thank God you came through for us, because we couldn't have made any sort of moral judgments on our own. Thank God the comment section exists.
See, I like this comment on our text line where it seems to be people are smarter than the YouTube commenters. This kid is woke AF.
Yeah, there you go. Truth. No doubt about it. So as we were leaving the show yesterday, I mean, it was right at the end of our show, we got the terrible news that Luke Perry from Beverly Hills 90210 and Riverdale passed away yesterday morning at the age of 52.
I had no idea that he was doing the Riverdale show.
I didn't either.
My wife loves that show.
Robin Givens is on that show. There's like a lot of people on that Riverdale show that I didn't know, that like people from like shows past.
That's pretty cool that they're getting heartthrobs from that generation. Robin Givens was a heartthrob for many. I mean,
and they're the parents now.
Yeah,
How
that's kind of a cool twist, though. To throw someone like Luke Luke Perry into the mix, who was known as being this young heartthrob. Now he's the father of probably a heartthrob.
It just shows we're getting old, because I know they've done that in other TV shows, but we didn't know the other people as heartthrobs back in the day. And then they haven't played the parents. And so Luke was on that show. Massive stroke on Wednesday, last Wednesday, and never recovered, unfortunately.
And honestly, before, like, when I heard he had a stroke, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a recovery. I've known some people that have had to battle that, and sometimes it's tougher than others, but I never would have thought that he wasn't going to come through.
This stroke business, I mean, more and more, just because I have a friend that's gone through it who's around Luke's age, I had no idea how serious strokes can be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know they can be, but usually you feel people survive them. But the real bad ones, unfortunately, go the way as Luke went.
Yeah.
And like you said, huge heartthrob of the 90s, Dylan McKay, Beverly Hills 90210. I mean, that was the show. He was the guy. He was on for 6 seasons.
He was the cool guy, man.
Yeah. He didn't like how the show was becoming like real soapy, and so that's why he left. He was like, "Nah, it
took him 6 seasons for him to realize the show was getting soapy. It was soapy from episode 1.
Yeah, I guess it was too soapy for him by 6th season.
I bet it was that he got older and started realizing, I don't want to be. This isn't my thing anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I built a name for myself. I could become an actor that does better stuff.
And it never really happened for him.
No,
that's the surprise. Is you figure a guy like him. I think of Alex Keaton, and I can't
Michael J. Fox.
Thank you. That happened for Michael J. Fox. He was on a real popular show. He went on to have a movie career. I assumed the same would happen to Luke Perry. The only movie I know him in was Fifth Element, and he was in for the first couple of minutes, and that's it.
He was in that bull riding movie. What was it called? Like 8 Seconds?
Yeah.
That was the big movie that he did, and it did not go well. So I think maybe that killed his career in Hollywood.
I saw that one in the theaters.
I wanted to, man, because Luke Perry was in it.
It was pretty cool, but it was also because my mom wanted to see it. So
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now we know Archie from Archie Comics, so Luke was playing his dad on Riverdale. He's also going to be in Quentin Tarantino's upcoming movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so that'll be a bittersweet thing to see that movie, because it'll be, I guess, his last performance. Riverdale, of course, is shut down. I'll tell you, man, the amount of tweets and the amount of love for Luke Perry, this is another thing I didn't know, Steve. Mm-hmm. Everybody loved that guy and said he was a sweetheart. I didn't realize he had that reputation.
Apparently he was just as cool as you thought he was on the TV show, as silly as that sounds, but like he was that cool guy that everyone just really connected with.
Yeah, they were calling him a great parent. They said that Hollywood didn't mess him up. He was like the one sweet soul. Men, women alike from everywhere. Here's how cool he was. One of the most insane people in Hollywood actually had a lot of love for him. Charlie Sheen had a great tweet. And I would be thinking, out of everybody, Charlie Sheen pretty much, I mean, he's out of his mind and doesn't have a good thing to say about a lot of people. He was saying the same stuff, like Luke Perry was legit. He was the real deal.
Yeah.
And, of course, John Cryer, also Charlie Sheen's co-star in 2.5 Men. Everyone's coming out of the woodwork just saying he was a deep, sweet man, a great parent, a great friend. People showing pictures like, I'll never forget the time that, you kept me company when I was going through a rough time. I'm just like, wow, I had no clue the depth of how cool of a dude Luke Perry was.
And as a wrestling geek like myself, I'm seeing a lot of wrestlers posting pictures with him because his son is an up-and-coming star in the wrestling world.
Oh, that's right.
Like Jungle Boy, and he just got signed to All Elite Wrestling. I mean, the future's very bright, but, he had to also pay his dues and perform in front of small rooms and like high school gyms or bingo halls, that typical stuff. And there were people spotting Luke Perry in the back on the bleachers, watching his kid, being a supportive parent. Hey, he's doing this wrestling thing. I'm going to support him. And all the other wrestlers, of course, they would approach him because it's Luke frickin' Perry, and they're all taking pictures with them, and everyone had nothing but great things to say. Supportive father, good dude, always had time to talk to everybody.
Maybe that's part of it, too. Maybe he was just like, you know what, I don't need this movie game. I want to be a parent. I want to be there. I want to have a normal life. And,
he's got to do some cool things. Somebody says, I have never heard of this show, but a lot of people are texting, and it sounds like something you would dig. A sci-fi show on Netflix called Jeremiah. It's like Walking Dead without the zombies. He was on that show.
He was on that show.
Yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, of course, and like we mentioned,
well, the movie. Yeah.
So it says he played Lane Frost in 8 Seconds. He was masterful. Really won over the rodeo Western community.
Boy,
that's cool. I know the movie didn't do well, but that's cool that he did a good enough job that it won over the people that loved the guy that it was based on.
That says a lot. And I don't know about this Netflix show. I might have to check this out. I have never even heard of it.
A bunch of people are talking about it. Jeremiah, it's pretty good.
Never even heard of this show. How do I not know
It's
this?
a sci-fi show, you jerk.
It's not a Netflix original show, but it apparently is on Netflix. It came out in 2002 to 2004.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. That's why I don't know about it.
Well, still, get on it.
Okay. I might have to if it's on Netflix.
Sean Astin's in it too.
Yeah, Theo Huxtable, too. Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Theo Huxtable's in a sci-fi movie. My dreams are coming true.
Guys, I'm gonna. Is it really that good? Because how would I have not known about it if it was really that good?
Well, that's very snobby, mister.
I know. I hate to say it, but I mean, none of us knew about it. And
People texters knew about it, and they like it.
Okay. All right, texters. That's a start.
He was going to be in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah. All right, Luke Perry again. If you hadn't heard, Luke Perry from Beverly Hills 90210 in Riverdale passed away at the age of 52.
There was a part that I read that I thought was kind of interesting, just to show, like, here's a guy that really just went out of his way to succeed. Because, obviously in Hollywood and anything that you love, you're going to probably face a lot of rejection. And I was reading that he auditioned for 256 roles before getting work on a TV commercial.
Wow.
So that's how many times he was told no.
Wow.
Before he finally got an opportunity. And the opportunity was just a small, probably spot on a TV commercial. So it's like when, people have these goals and dreams, that just is, to me, that's a great example of you got to sometimes really dig in and just put up with a lot of crap before you finally get that opportunity.
It amazes me it took that long, considering that he had an iconic look. He looked just like the James Dean, who, of course, in the 50s was the big heartthrob badass guy. And it's amazing that it took him that long. You figure people go, hey, this is the second coming of James Dean. Let's get this guy out there now.
And he hated being compared to James Dean. He didn't like that because of just the expectations and stuff.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, that happened to me, too, in the radio career. People compared me to James Dean, and it was tough.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's tough being good looking.
No, I thought you were like the sausage Jimmy Dean.
Oh, I did. You know what? That wouldn't be bad either.
You do kind of sound like him.
Yeah, Jimmy Dean makes good sausages, man.
So they had a cool scene in Fifth Element.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it was, it was decent enough. I'm not going to say it was a bad scene.
It was really short. It was just a small, oh, hey, it's Luke Perry.
I really thought he was going to be a big guy in the movie. I thought like he was going to be partnered up with Bruce Willis, and then it was like, no, I guess not. He's just, okay, his part's done. Yeah, but nothing bad about Luke Perry. I feel like, what?
Watch his sci-fi show on Netflix. You think he had a small role in The Fifth Element. I see where we're at.
Yeah, you're right. I could be more
I don't like bull riding.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a really you're right. I'm not a bull riding fan, but I'm glad that bull riding.
You ever got really stoned and watched bull riding? It's mind-blowing.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Okay, I feel like almost everything is mind-blowing when you're stoned.
Yeah, but this is next level.
It's next level?
Yeah, because you just get a lot of thoughts going on in your mind while this is going on. You're just like, why is this happening?
Oh, all right.
What kind of badasses want to put themselves through this?
All right. Maybe we should have a big bull riding stoner party at your house.
Nice.
That is a typical stoner answer. We'll do it on 420.
I'll see you there.
Your wife won't mind at all, I'm sure.
No.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be fine with it. Got a new study, and I'm loving this study. I'm about to go to Vegas for our big board game convention. And by the way, we're going to be doing a lot of Facebook Lives. So,
good. I was hoping.
A lot of pictures.
I was worried.
Vicky's going to be busting her tail because she's going to be making sure that we're doing what we're supposed to, because it's a work event.
And I will be taking lots of pictures of VJ with funny little filters and, glasses.
Yeah, she does do that. A little annoying, but that's Vicky. That's what happens when you put her in charge.
Yay!
You go, hey, take a video. Next thing you know, I've got dancing hippos on my eyeball, and I'm like, okay, this is great. So how about this, though? Going to Vegas, the buffets, so that's a big part of it, just eating the food. And I love Vegas cuisine, which is really just like everything else about Vegas, over the top. And I just love that you can go to...
I feel like Vegas food is overrated.
Really?
Oh, dude, no, you couldn't be further from being wrong.
Yeah, you know what? He's not the only one who thinks that way. I know somebody else who's a foodie who also has the same opinion.
I'm not a foodie, and I'm not saying I hate Vegas food, but I feel like it's overpriced and it's not nearly as good as somewhere here in Seattle or going somewhere even in California or wherever it may be. They jack up the prices for marginal food at best.
I agree with you on the prices, but they have some phenomenal food in Vegas. And I have Joey D's to thank you for showing me the buffets of Vegas,
man.
where I was like, wow, this is the best food I've ever had. But it was like I said, it was overpriced, and I didn't like the price tag, but it was delicious.
Yeah, the buffets definitely have better food than any buffet I've been to.
Yeah.
But I've been to just regular sit-down restaurants, and you're right, Steve. It's overpriced, and we could easily get that kind of food here.
I've had a couple. Maybe I need to go to more buffets.
Yeah, the buffets are legit.
I can understand that, but when I've gone to like what are considered to be the trendy restaurant, this is the greatest steakhouse in Vegas, and I go and I'm just like, I get a steak, and I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's not. I'm not saying it's awful, but for X amount, it's like over $100 after all is said and done to have a meal there, and you're like, man, I could have got a better steak, probably in some small part of Nevada at a little unknown restaurant.
Yeah.
But you're paying for the glitz. I get it.
Yeah. But hey, here's a tip, though. I'm very excited about this because it's my favorite part of the meal. A new study says that if you order your dessert first, it might actually help you lose weight. First. Sorry.
Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.
How about this?
This is right up your alley.
I love desserts. Really, if that's all you had for the meal, I think I'd be happy. I guess researchers were watching what people were eating in cafeterias and changed up how the desserts were offered. Sometimes they let people choose their dessert first before they grab their meal. Sometimes they made them grab it after their meal, which is how we normally do dessert. Over the course of 4 days, 70% of the people consumed fewer calories when they ordered their dessert first. Sometimes a lot less calories. That's interesting. I don't know if they ate it first. It's just when they ordered it first.
Is it that they're just so impressed by the dessert menu that they tone it down on the entree?
Maybe so.
You know what I mean? Like, oh man, they've got that crazy volcano pie. Yeah. All right, cool. Maybe I won't get that giant hamburger.
So they're saying that it all comes down to psychology. Everyone knows dessert isn't very healthy. So when we indulge at the beginning of a meal, we compensate by ordering less of everything else. So if they let us order the dessert first...
Well, you've been the guy. I've been there with you where you've asked for the dessert menu before we even got the regular menu, just to kind of...
That's why I'm so svelte.
Mentally prepare yourself if they have key lime pie.
Oh, definitely. But you know what? I wonder. I should watch myself. I wonder if I do eat less because I've done that first, when I've been able to... I love this plan.
I've been with BJ where there was like a couple of us at the table, and he made sure to order one of everything on the dessert menu. Not that it was like an insane dessert menu, but there was maybe like 5 or 6 items.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to have a sampling of every single thing because it looked too good.
Dude, I told you my philosophy behind that.
Yes.
It's a great strategy. Stuart Wilde, who's written some self-help books, a buddy of mine, Satyen, told me this story about how he was with Stuart Wilde, and it was all part of a seminar, and they went to this Japanese restaurant or Chinese restaurant. Stuart walked in and ordered everything, and they couldn't. They were like, what? He's like, no, here's my money up front. I want one of everything. It was to teach people to appreciate the different flavors as opposed to just quantity, because there's no way you can eat everything. He's like, that's not the point. You don't want to eat a lot. You just want to enjoy. So let's get one of everything and just taste everything. Like, he made everything his little tapas.
No, you taught us. You taught us you have a very big sweet tooth.
Yeah, I do. So I can't do that with everything on the menu, but I can do that with the dessert menu.
I want to see you do that at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, that's not.
And watch like everybody that works there implode.
Yeah,
I want one of everything. They probably don't even we really don't even have that. It's on the menu, but no one ever picks it.
You're right, dude. The Cheesecake Factory would be great to do that in.
I've been with one time at In-N-Out Burger, and Grant, we were really messed up in San Francisco, Ted and I, Ted Smith, and we went into the In-N-Out, and he ordered everything off the menu. But
nice.
It's not a lot.
No,
it's like, I'll take one of everything, just so he could say, I'll take one of everything.
Yeah, there might be like 6 or 7 things unless you got the secret menu, but that's, yeah.
And I believe I was wasted at that moment. I was standing on a chair yelling at him, do it!
Oh, of course you were. You two geniuses were probably on rare form.
We were.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the same trip of the mushroom incident. So.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of of substances in our system at that time.
Really? That's a start. You and Ted? No.
But the burgers were great at that moment.
Well, I think with the amount of stuff in your system, anything would have been great. Yep. You would have probably liked overpriced Vegas food at that point.
Oh, I'm going to eat the overpriced Vegas food. I just think people go crazy about Vegas with the food when I think there's better places to eat.
You know, today, by the way, is a great day for you, thinking of you and Ted being on mushrooms.
Oh, why is that?
Today's National Absinthe Day.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to relive the time that a few of us on our fine show got trashed on absinthe and tried to conduct an interview with a TV star. Oh, yeah, that was a mess. You're going to hear it at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. 99.9
KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Today is a special day. It's National Absinthe Day.
Yeah.
Oh, that
How did
beverage.
we not know this?
That beverage that can make you go loopy. It's an alcohol that does more than the average alcohol.
Hashtag Absinthe Day. I'm looking online. I guess it's been this day since 2007.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's about the time, I think. Isn't that around when we got trashed on absinthe? I think it is.
About 12 years ago. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we started Absinthe Day.
Yeah, we did. Might have been the only radio show to get drunk on absinthe. I know that people have gotten drunk and stuff, but absinthe, we went to the next level with this.
And typically when shows get drunk on the air, it's a roundabout way to raise awareness for drinking and driving.
Yeah.
They have like a state trooper in. They show how easily you become impaired after a couple of drinks. So there's a sense of there's a little bit of a moral to the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Not morale.
Yeah. Hey, it did raise morale, though.
Yes,
it really did.
Ours had no educational reasons. We just wanted to get drunk on absinthe.
Yeah. Now, me, I do not like to be out of control, especially when I have to be in control. That's the thing. If you just say no responsibilities, I have no problem being trash. But if you say I have to have responsibilities, I don't like it.
Right.
So I didn't drink. The people that did drink absinthe that day, our boy Steve Miggs.
Yes.
Of course, from the men's room, the Ted Smith.
Indeed.
And former Seahawk and friend of the show, Chad Eaton.
Yes.
It was
funny. Fun story about that was Ted already planned to come in and drink with us that morning. So that was already in the bag. Chad heard us talking on the air and getting drunker on the air and then called in and said, hey, can I come in and take part in this?
Yeah. And it was a great idea. Chad was a welcome addition, no doubt about it. And things really just, it devolved quickly and then completely off the rails. And yet we had an interview that had to be done. Glenn Morshower, who was a star of the TV show 24 at the time. And Glenn is a great character actor. He's been in a lot of stuff.
And I think this interview happened maybe around like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Just to give you a frame of reference of how wasted we were. We started at 6 in the morning.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I shouldn't have done this interview because I was a fan of Glenn, a fan of 24, but I was like, no, we're going to do this. And it was off the rails.
And in all honesty, until the next day, I had no idea that we did the interview.
All right, Steve, do you have an info? All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Glenn? Is that Glenn? Are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Glenn. First of all, I want to explain something to you, Glenn, just so you know. We have a guy who's sampling absinthe, that crazy drink, and all my guys on the show have drunk it. So if it sounds crazy, that's why. We're not trying to be a jerk to you. It's just my guys are trashed.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, cool. Glenn Morshower plays Agent Pierce on the hit show 24. But I got to tell you, listen,
I have an intro.
Can I put? Oh, you have an intro?
Yeah, of course I do.
All right, do your intro. Then I want to play the audio that I thought was awesome audio from Agent Pierce in the last 24.
Interesting is that I was assured by Fox that most of these stations are extremely reverent.
Yes. Sorry about that, Glenn. I do apologize. Glenn, how do you?
In the other room.
Glenn, how do you think I feel? I'm the designated driver of these idiots, and you know how much fun that is.
Our next guest is Agent Pierce on 24. There was this one time where I was at a tattoo shop and the girl got pierced in a certain spot and she went, oh yeah, and I was just impressed, you know.
Well, we've given a whole new meaning.
I'm not done, Glenn. I got an intro for you. He's on 24. Please welcome Glenn Morshower.
First of all, we have Glenn on the line. Glenn, tell us what it's like working on.
Hold on.
I would kill to be in studio with you guys right now.
Glenn, I wish you were here, dude. We you know what? I mean, I bet you'd have a blast tasting this absinthe. But
Glenn, I would kill for you right now, brother.
All right. Shut up!
Can I tell him something secret, too? My roommate, Sut, man, he loves your guys' show, man. So
you don't have a roommate.
I used to have a roommate in Baltimore, man, and he loved this show, so I didn't want to say it was something to do.
This is horrible. You know what? I really been looking forward to this interview.
Will you just please conduct this interview?
I'd like to, Chad. I've been looking forward to this interview. I'm a big fan of the show. So first of all,
so far, I would describe this as unparalleled.
I would have to agree, Glenn.
I bet Taco Bob and the fish in North Carolina aren't doing this kind of an interview.
I want to tell you this. I cannot get enough of Taco Bob.
So, all right, now hold on, BJ. Quiet down. Hold on one second.
Oh, you got me.
But can I get a? Everybody get out now! It's going to explode. Can I get one of those from you?
Well, he's not the character.
Yeah, you can. Watch, and I say it with great passion. Are you ready?
Yes.
Everybody get out now. It's going to explode.
Beautiful. Thank you. Exit from the rear now.
Hey, BJ, can I ask you a real question?
From the rear now.
All right, guys, good round.
What, Ted? I would like to interview this guy.
Well,
what question do you have, Ted?
He's got a southern accent, which is great.
He was faking that southern accent.
Is he really British?
No, he is from Texas originally. Aren't you, Aaron?
What's up?
Born
Glenn?
is in Big D.
So you prefer brisket over like short ribs?
Brisket.
Why isn't my email working?
Okay. Glenn, I really wanted to interview you because I've seen a lot of your work on Star Trek. Unfortunately, my whole crew is drunk but me.
Hey, but wait, what Star Trek was he on? Which one?
Enterprise.
He was on Enterprise. Glenn, who did you play on Next Generation?
I was on every Star Trek except Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
I Deep 6 9 his trick the other night.
All right.
Listen, I look forward to seeing you guys at a 12-step meeting.
Glenn, thank you so much. Promo. Did you say you deep blanked 9 somebody?
I think I did.
God, you really were just off the rip.
And apparently my email wasn't working. BJ.
No, your email, it wasn't working.
I forgot about that.
That was Steve Mix, everybody.
Enterprise!
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for helping, Steve.
I was so mad at Chad. That's Enterprise.
Yeah.
Chad's like, do the interview, BJ. Go.
Yeah. Thanks, Chad. Chad at least somehow was trying to get us back on the rails, but it was too late.
Then he's asking him to do parts of the show that he doesn't even do.
Yeah, there was that part of it, yeah.
It is both hilarious and cringy. Like, I have secondhand cringe embarrassment for you, and it's awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
How was the hangover, by the way?
Oh, well, I woke up the next day knowing that I spent $1,000 at a strip club. So, I mean, it went all right.
Congratulations.
It was an awful hangover, Vicky. Thanks for asking.
That's single life for you. That's long before Steve was all married.
Yes.
Imagine spending $1,000 now. You would be in deep 6 9 is what you would be.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And back then, the money was tight. That was a terrible idea.
That day was a horrific one.
And I don't remember any of the fun stuff.
That's the problem.
Also, apparently, Steven on BJ Miggs' page says that you can get absinthe with wormwood and all at the Pacific Distillery in Woodinville.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Have another absinthe show.
I'm down.
I don't know if I could do that again.
Can we track down Chad Eaton? I don't know where he is. I know at one point he was in the east side of the state for a while. I don't know. We have to bring the old gang back.
Yeah, just bring it all back together.
Yeah.
Somebody says, I remember that day puking from laughing so hard. And guess what? It happened again. You guys made my day flow with ease from Potsdam Shake.
And Glenn Morshower was great.
We need to have Glenn Morshower back on, too.
Yeah, if we can. I'm sure.
We never got to talk to him again.
No, never did.
How much would it cost to fly him out to have absinthe with us?
Oh man, I think I'd be worth the paying, and maybe he would.
Right?
Maybe he'd be willing to do it if we could give him a nice promotion. I mean, last time I saw him, he was on the show Preacher. I mean, he's a good actor. I dig Glenn.
I love the Fox rep that set up the interview, the public relations people that set up those interviews. You could hear him chime in and go, "Let's wrap it up, guys."
Yeah, he was not. I think Glenn was having a good time.
Yeah,
I mean, we did talk about 24, and that was the show they were promoting. What do they want?
Look, I mean, that was definitely not what he expected when he answered the phone.
No. But, he's got all these same boring interviews that he's got to do. That one had to be a highlight. Or
a low light.
Yeah, I want to think it's a highlight, but you're probably right.
Absinthe. So absinthe with wormwood, we could get it somewhere.
Okay.
I can't even say it. Pacific Distillery in Woodinville.
The Green Fairy was what you had.
It was the Green Fairy.
And that was good stuff. I had like a little sip, and it tasted good, but it was just powerful.
It didn't taste good.
Oh, I thought it tasted.
Isn't that black licorice taste?
Unless you like black licorice.
Yeah, I like that taste.
You drink it quick so you could get so drunk that you don't know you're drinking it.
Yeah.
At least that's how it was for me, and as it showed.
You know what? I'm the ayahuasca tea guy. Anything tastes better than that crap. So, yeah.
So he says, thanks for playing that. I now know what it sounds like when I'm plastered. Never again anytime soon.
There you go.
Yeah, it was, and we did it, and we didn't do it for any reason to educate people on being drunk, like you said, Steve.
No.
We did it because we just wanted to get drunk on absinthe.
Because we knew a guy who could bring it over from Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, he came over to the States and brought some for us. And so let's do a show where we drink it.
Yeah, because it was, I guess, semi-outlawed at the time. You couldn't get that wormwood kind of absinthe at the time, but now Danny's saying it's everywhere. Or at least
it's everywhere. One place.
One place it is. Got a new study finding that the
Deep Six.
That line was a little risque, sir.
Dark.
Yeah, it was a little dark 9, sir. Star Trek Deep 6 9. It's a good one though. I might have to remember that. Got a new study finding that spending 20 minutes in a park or green space will actually make the average person happier. Now, green space wouldn't mean the green fairy space. I don't think they're talking about that. It's funny. My buddy Gary, he goes to the park a lot.
You go to the park, don't you?
As much as I can. I'm usually walking malls, but if I can,
that's right.
Like a day like today, I've really learned to deal with the cold and go out in it because it is pretty amazing. Like today, if I can get out in it, I don't know if I can or not because I'm going to be board gaming. But I'll at least look at the sunshine. I'll be walking from my car to the game store, so I'll get some air that way. But apparently, yeah, you spend 20 minutes in a green space in a park, you will be happier. And it also, by the way, you don't have to do anything physical. It's not saying you have to go to the park and do physical activity. Just go to the park.
Just the vibe.
Just being in the park. I agree with that. Yeah.
Hanging out, like whenever we take Lulu for a walk and we go to a park and we just kind of sit back and just chill and you watching everybody having a good time. It's sunny out. It definitely brings up the morale.
Dude, I have to say, my buddy Gary, he puts up with me, and I swear it's because he goes to the park. Because he's chill. I don't know how he's so chill, because sometimes I'll get into it with him, and he's just like always calm and cool. And I think it's because he heads at the park all the time, because he lives near Car Geek, so he's always there.
Nice.
Researchers say that the park allows visitors to experience physical and mental health benefits like stress reduction or recovery from mental fatigue.
So I like dog parks. We like going to the dog parks. Those are
fun. that gives me stress.
Yeah, because you don't like dogs.
No, and they always come at me. I don't know why they bother me. It's like we have a big off-leash section, and yet they somehow like the on-leash section to be their off-leash section, and the dogs always find me.
They just want to hang out with you, man.
I know.
They sense fear.
I don't blame the dogs. The dogs are just being dogs. I blame the owner.
Like meat.
Oh, yeah, right?
Well, yeah. I am a human. I imagine I am made of meat.
I don't know. I'm like maybe a barbecue scent. Like, I don't know. What are you doing?
If I smell like barbecue, let me tell you something. If I smell like barbecue, then I'm pretty tasty to be around.
Quick, Steve, sniff BJ. See if he smells like barbecue.
He can't smell anything.
Maybe he gets close enough.
Butterscotch.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, that's my old man candy.
Yes.
And Bengay.
There you go. You know what, Vicky? No Bengay. I got no ointments or eggs.
Uh-huh.
I hate Vicky. Why am I taking a trip with her? Why is she coming along? This was a mistake.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Which cereal company makes Apple Jacks?
Oh, crap. Is that Post?
No.
Mars.
No. Mars?
I don't know.
Great.
Dunder Mifflin.
No.
Dunder Mifflin does make a good cereal, but not Apple. Yeah. How do you forget Kellogg's? That's a
brain
big
fart,
name.
BJ. Brain fart.
That is a huge name in cereals, buddy. All right, well, maybe Steve will have more brain farts, giving you a shot at beating him. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
I'm Erin Ryan, political commentator, comedy writer, and host of Crooked Media's Hysteria.
And I'm co-host Alyssa Mastromonaco, former White House Deputy Chief of Staff for President Obama.
Each week on Hysteria, we are joined by a team of hilariously opinionated ladies to discuss the headlines from the serious to the absurd.
We cover everything from reproductive rights to rom-coms and break down the political news of the week and cultural stories that affect women's lives.
New episodes of Hysteria drop every Thursday. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.